that's most of the front nose cone off. It was a bit of a pig. It took me about a day and a half, I guess, get all the panels off in one piece. I'm going to reuse as much of the original as possible, so I don't want to absolutely trash it, because I could have got it off in 10 minutes with a forklift. But we've retained most of it. Next job for me now, I've got to get this radiator cowl off the top. Undo all the bolts that are holding down the cab. I've got to strip the interior of the cab, take the doors off, all that good stuff. So hopefully on Friday this week, I can get the boys in, give me a hand to lift the cab off the chassis. And then we'll have free rein then to get the original straight six engine out of this. I've got another truck, slightly earlier one than this, a 1937, that's got the same engine as this, the stove bolt. So I'm going to keep this engine and we'll use it for spare parts if any of it's any good. I've already pinched the air filter off it, because that's an original air filter on this one, and the other Chevy's got some horrible modern thing on it. So that fits, which is cool. So it's nice to reuse some of that. And I was able to actually find the replacement air filter to go on the inside of that for sale, so we can put a new air filter inside the original housing for it. So that's quite cool. Be nice to have that going. But yeah, making some progress. It's coming together. So I got the door off, which is going to give me a bit more access to the inside. I had to cut through the original hinges because I could not get the hinge pins out. I think they're press formed in the factory. That's what they look like by looking at the replacement ones anyway. So I'm going to have to order myself some new hinges, either that or fabricate some, but that's no big deal. They're not a massive job. So the interior, I've got a petrol tank in here that I've got to take out. I want to get that out. I very much doubt it's got any fuel in it, but best to be on the safe side. I've got the remains of the old manky bench seats. They hinge by the looks of it, so they got to come out as well. And I've got to get the steering column out. Once the steering column's out, then this cab should, by the time I take a few more bolts out, should lift off. And we're hoping to use the car lift, in order to lift that up in one piece without breaking it, hopefully. So what I might end up doing is slinging some timbers across under here. I've seen people do that before on the web. That looked like a pretty safe option for getting nice consistent upward lift without twisting the cab and distorting it. I can't get a replacement one of these, so it's got to come off in one piece nicely. So first job, I'm getting here with a grinder. I'm going to nip all these seat rests out, get this back off, and take this apart.
It stinks in here.
I've got a fuel tank out. Safest place clearly to put a fuel tank is right underneath your passengers in case you have a vehicle fire. Obviously. Now, there's most definitely been a family of squirrels living in here. There's bloody acorn shells everywhere. And a very rusty bottom. I think I'm going to find me a shovel and dig this out before we start climbing around in here anymore. Right then, well, we've been making some progress with the truck. Everything's pulled out of the interior that I can deal with at the moment, so all the seats, or the remains of the seats, and the squirrel nest and the rat's nests and everything else have been pulled out. The only thing still in there is the bird's nest in the top. We'll get onto that one. So the interior is ready. The cab itself is fully unbolted, so I do need an extra pair of hands. And I've got a chap who works for me, he's coming in tomorrow. He's going to give me a hand to try and get the steering column out of the way so that we can pull the cab off. Because there's no way, even with the lift, that I can lift the body up high enough to get it over that steering wheel at the moment. So I may have to fiddle with some of the steering column down here, unbolting it, see if I can rotate it down perhaps. That's what I'm thinking anyway. I've tried yanking on the joint and I can't get it to separate, so I'm not really winning with that one. One job I can get on with this afternoon is making a start pulling the glass out of the cab, because it'd be much safer to be moving it around without fighting with a load of glass that's going to end up on my head, especially if it's already cracked. So I'm going to try very delicately pulling apart the window frame. I've had a look at the inside and you can't see anything, so that's not very helpful. So I'm going to pull that apart, probably poke and prod it with a screwdriver a bit, and see if I can get that glass out of there. And then we're ready, to sort of really disassemble it. And then I've got to get engine out, so I need to go and borrow my mate's engine hoist so we can get that out. So something else we want to do is replace the bracing bars that are on the sides of the chassis. They're obviously there as a bit of support to stop the bed from sagging when it's under load. But the side steps are actually riveted through those plates. So fortunately, I was hoping to leave it all attached, but annoyingly, I've got to take it all off in order to shot blast the bare chassis. The frost has got in underneath that. I'll show you. I'll zoom in a bit further. So the frost has got in behind these. The water's got in there. It's filled up. The rust has expanded, and it's caused the chassis plates to bow out and swell. So there's gaps behind some of it. Some of it's touching. So I'm going to replace those plates. They're just, what was that, 10-inch steel by 8mm, so 250 by 8. So I'll order some flat bars. I'll take the other ones off in one piece, and I can use them as a template. So that's a relatively straightforward, simple job. Annoyingly, they run underneath the cab, underneath the side steps, so all of that's got to come off. I pulled off the spare wheel carrier on the back end. That was all hanging back, but I haven't got a spare wheel, and the way I'm going to rebuild the truck bed on the back, the spare wheel, if I can find one, is going to mount in a different way anyway, so I'm not too worried about losing that original feature. If anyone knows where I might be able to pick up some of these 10 lug Chevy wheels, I think they're sometimes referred to as artillery wheels, then by all means whack a comment below, or drop me an email if you've got some. I'm really struggling for those ones at the moment on this old PCD. I can't seem to find anything like this in the UK at all, so that's not very helpful. But I do want a spare wheel. A spare would be handy for out and about. I've had blowouts in the past, so it's always handy to have a spare wheel on the back end. What else we've got to do to this truck? So another job while it's in the workshop, I'm going to pull the bumper off so I can straighten it out, because as you can see, it's got a great big bend in the middle. So I've just got 4 bolts holding that on. So I'm going to cut the bolt heads, slide them out. We'll replace those anyway. Also means we can get in there with a shot blaster, get all that rust and shit out of the gaps, and then put it back together. The bumper's also lost like most of its chrome, so I'll get that straightened out, and then we'll send that off and get that re-chromed as well, because that'll look nice to keep some original features. The rest of it down here is not looking too bad. Engine in the middle, that's the original straight 6. That is not staying, and we're pretty sure that one's seat solid. Someone's split the drive shaft at some stage, so I should imagine it's either that or the gearbox is buggered. One or the other. The back wheel's turned, so it's probably engine related. Still got oil in it, which is amazing. Anyway, right, enough yakking. Let's get the screen out. Alright, that comes apart too easy. How do you attach? Clipped on, wasn't it? Original bit of chrome, sort of pressed around a rubber moulding of some kind, bit of rubber holding that together. Right, we're in here. Got some sort of steel bracket, windows seal, shitloads of rust. think, looking at the pictures, because you can buy new window screen surrounds, I think it separates in the centre here. So it should maybe pull apart. This is rubber going. It's out, sort of in one piece. Good enough to make a new pattern out of. Well, I end up cutting the window along the centre, just so I can see how this is constructed a bit better. It's different to my other Chevy. The hinges are in the centre, so it's got a hinge there, which I just discovered. Wiggle that backwards and forwards, freeing up nicely now that it's not fighting with the other side. It's held in at the middle with some sort of window regulator and that little handle. I thought that little handle operated the hood vent, which is here, but clearly it doesn't. None of it works, it's all rusted solid. So it's a bit of an archaeology exercise in how they put these cars together back in the 1940s, all that time ago. But we're getting there. We've got one side. I've found the bracket so I can nip the screws now and take the remains of that off. It's going to be an interesting one to try and replicate and make a new cowl out of. I might fabricate something out of stainless steel to go in there, which will last a little bit better and keep the polish a bit better than the chrome, which always tends to go bloody rusty. Right, well, between me and Tom, we managed to lift the cab off. Sort of. The cab is up on end, kind of out of the way. We're a bit stuck as to where to go because we've got to get out the door and it won't fit out the door currently. It does look like, yeah, someone's bopped it on the nose. So the engine's nice and easy to get to now, which is good because we're going to pull it out. But we need to get this truck out the door first and drag it outside. So that's the next piece of the puzzle. Stay tuned, we'll see what we can do.